Roger, copy.
Moondot Town Hall. Happy to have you guys here. We got some pretty cool stuff on the agenda. We'll be chatting with Pablo here about the Sea and Space London event that he was in attendance for last week. We've got some updates too on the community rewards cycle from Mitchie that'll be coming up in a little bit. And I know Titan has some exciting news to share about a space training opportunity. And we'll have obviously our weekly project updates coming up after that. Hey, Pablo, how's it going?
Hey, everyone. How's it going? Sorry,
just before the town hall, they started to do yard work right outside my place. So I don't know if you guys can hear that. Ryan, is that coming through?
A little bit, but it's not bad at all. Hear a
Okay,
little
all right.
buzz once in
Well,
a while. Some
sorry
static.
about that. Anyways, cool. Well, yeah, I just got back from London last week and wanted to do a little bit of a retrospective, just share a little bit with the community about what it was like there on the ground. Who's in attendance. Basically, what are the outcomes of the conference, and so I guess just to share a little bit about the background of it. So this was an event co-organized by Christina from Space for a Better World, alongside Nicole Stott and her foundation, Space for Art Foundation, and then also a a nonprofit in the ocean world. So this was both sea and space, called Ocean Culture Life. So the three organizations came together to put on this event, and it was pretty unique because it wasn't just the space world. It wasn't just kind of us talking to ourselves and maybe navel gazing a bit. It was a new audience coming in from the seaside, that had a bunch of amazing questions and a ton of interesting connections between the world of space and or the inner space. So that was a common theme, is the relatedness between inner space, the space within Earth, and outer space. And so yeah, it was really cool to talk to a lot of the people there that were doing stuff on the seaside. There were a few experts there on coral restoration. We learned a ton about whales. I didn't know that whales have names, actually, and they actually, when they introduce themselves, they say, "I am from this part or that part." They have languages, so tons of interesting stuff there. But of course, I was there more in the capacity of reconnecting with a lot of the people on the space side. There are a few astronauts there. Doug Hurley was there, Nicole Stott, of course, Charlie Duke. There, all of the people that we did the zero gravity flights with. So it was great to reconnect with all of them. Chris, who's Nicole's husband, who runs a company called Lone Star, was there as well, and we had some really, really great conversations with him. So for those that aren't familiar, he's working on data centers that operate on the lunar surface, and they were on the past two Intuitive Machines launches, and both of those were successful. So despite the sideways landing, they were able to do all of their tests successfully on those Intuitive Machines landings. So they were able to prove out all of the capabilities. And essentially what they do is data storage and communications, which is really interesting and has a lot of implications for some of the work that we're doing. And of course, anything that we do will need data storage. If we're talking about a lunar economy, if we're talking about the ability to do transactions on the lunar surface, all of that accounting, all of the security around, say a peer-to-peer blockchain that would intermediate between those robots on the lunar surface would require some data storage. And it's not just any data storage that could be up there. It needs to be resilient. It needs to be made for the harsh environment of the lunar surface. So really cool work that they're doing there. But yeah, we also had so I personally spoke on the investment panel, which is funny because I'm not an investor, but what we do at Moondao is financing of new initiatives, especially with the Launchpad. So I was able to share with a lot of people there in London some of the work that we've been doing, how we're approaching the de-risking of early technologies that might, closing the gap between venture financing and basic research, and trying to take some of these some of these technologies that might be struggling for funding, say in the current um, current political ecosystem where a lot of government funding is being cut, and being able to shepherd them so that they can be de-risked to the point of receiving private investment. And so, that's a really critical gap that I think, a bunch of people on the internet that see this vision that want to contribute, say $100 to help do the research, do the de-risking, would be really valuable. So that's what I shared with the people there in London, and what I found is that the idea resonated a lot. And it didn't just resonate with the space people; it resonated with the sea people too, because they see a lot of the same problems. There are tons of technologies that would be really, really impactful when it comes to, say, coral restoration, which is something I learned a bunch about, and just how critical the coral is for the fisheries around the world, and not just that, but also the oxygen that we breathe, and the damage that we've been doing to the coral is wild. And so they see a lot of potential in using similar sort of DAO technology in order to rally a bunch of people from around the world that would want to support those types of initiatives. So that was really cool because it shows that a lot of the technologies that we're developing for the moon are applicable here on Earth too, and that's always been a big narrative around why we do space, is because in trying to tackle some of these problems, we might find some out of the box solutions that work for other things here on Earth, and so that was really cool. And so I spoke on stage with the co-founder of Planet Labs, and they do some amazing work. Phil, who's in the audience, works at Planet too. So I was with Chris. I always mispronounce his last name. Bushwide. I struggle to pronounce his last name, but
Dr.
Chris
Crispy,
is
right?
great. Sorry.
Isn't Dr. Crispy or DJ Crispy or
DJ Crispy? I think
right.
that's the easier way. But Boshuin. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, he was great. Really cool to connect with them, and he lives here in San Francisco too, which is great. So hopefully there'll be a deeper relationship that grows beyond just talking on the panel with Chris. And also the Mongolian ambassador to the EU was also there too, and he was very interesting because they've got a they want to be involved in the space economy, but Mongolia doesn't have much of a space program yet, but they want to be doing a lot of these things, and so yeah, it's really interesting to see how they're approaching it, what sort of steps they want to take. They're interested in sending someone from Mongolia to space. And yeah, it just also reinforces the idea that space is really a great grand unifier of cultures and people from all over the world. And yeah, had a great conversation with him as well. The panel was moderated by Rodrigo Sa, who's an investor as well, and so he has a background in a bunch of different ventures, but is currently an LP in a venture capital fund, and yeah, he had some great questions about governance, and we were also invited Michael, who spoke here at one of our town halls a couple months ago, from the Lunar Development Cooperative, and it was great to have him there because their idea really does directly address some of the challenges around lunar governance and the politics of space, and how we could use infrastructure, public goods infrastructure, to serve as a sort of conduit for creating a legal basis for many different companies and many different nations to all co-invest in infrastructure, and then also abide by certain rules in agreeing to use that infrastructure. So it was really great to have Michael there, and have him share some of his thoughts around the LDC, because they're so symbiotic with Moondao and what we're trying to achieve. And so yeah, it was a great conference overall. I'm having a lot of conversations with people that I met at that conference now, just follow-ups, and yeah, I think um, overall it was great. Uh, yeah, I think maybe at some point we'll have Christina share a little bit more, and give an update on her end as well, since she was the main organizer, and the point of contact from Moondao's end for helping create this project. But yeah, just a bit of a longer update about the project, and yeah, I'll pass it over to you, Ryan, or if anyone has questions, or Ryan, if you have anything you want to add, or any other questions. Yeah,
Yeah,
happy to
folks,
answer.
feel free feel free to add your questions here to the chat. But yeah, probably maybe you could talk a little bit just about the Piccadilly Circus screen showing. You know, what was that about? What happened there? You know, what was the response like from the public? Were you getting eyeballs from folks passing on the street? It's, for those who don't know, it's a big screen there in London, kind of akin to something like Times Square, something like that, with a large screen there. At least they show things, right?
Right. Yeah, I almost forgot to mention, like, one of the biggest aspects of this conference, which was that we were able to take over the Piccadilly light screen. So this is like, for the Americans like me, this is like the New York Times, or not, I said New York Times, the Times Square in New York, where you have a bunch of very large screens and a ton of people walking through a very busy intersection in basically the heart of London. And we were able to take that over to play a video that shows the connection between space and the sea and Earth, and kind of celebrate Earth Day. And yeah, there were I have a hard time counting the number of people, or estimating the number of people, but it felt like um, definitely hundreds, maybe over 1,000 people just stopped to watch that video, and all of the astronauts were there in front, and yeah, it was a great message. There were artworks that were submitted by children from all over the world, from literally every single country on Earth, and this was done through the Space for Art Foundation, uh, led by Nicole and Maria. And the two of them were basically able to coordinate a massive campaign to get a bunch of artwork sent to space, and they showed the impact of that. So that was really, really cool. But yeah, the event itself was free for anyone in the public to see, which was really important. So basically, it was just an open event, and families and people coming in, walking through Piccadilly Square, or Piccadilly Circus, just stopped by, and they had thousands of people that walked through. I don't actually know what the total number ended up being, but there were quite a lot of people that came to the event.
So yeah, that's really cool. I guess it was showing like the Apollo 8 Earthrise photo, and kind of showing that Earth is an ocean planet and all that. And it's super cool, obviously, that, Charlie Duke, Moonwalker was there. Yeah, really, really cool that, you were able to reconnect with those three astronauts too. I know we had a great time with all three of them in Houston, and in on the Space Coast. So I don't know if there's a question there, but just I think it's really awesome that, still have those Apollo connections and showing the Apollo 8 Earthrise, bringing those kind of, showing this connection to space to folks that are just passing by on the street is really cool, and how it connects with us here on Earth.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's good to just have the sort of recurring touch point with a lot of these these amazing people like Doug and Nicole and Charlie. And yeah, I mean, I we've been considering for a while the idea of like putting together an advisory board for Moondao, and a lot of the people that we reconnected with or met for the first time at this conference are pretty influential individuals that resonate a lot with the idea of Moondao and what we're trying to achieve. And so, yeah, it might be about time that we really do put together this advisory board of influential individuals that can support our mission. And so, yeah.
Cool. Is there anything you wanted to share, Pablo, about the gala event, where it's an awards ceremony that was done there?
Right. Yeah, there's a great gala event after the talks, and yeah, a lot of the sponsors were there. We reconnected with some of the folks from Blue Origin. Yeah, a lot of companies were represented. SpaceX, Fast, and Omega, who sponsors a lot of the astronauts. Tim Peake was there, who's the UK astronaut. I think they're only one at the moment. And then also a reserve astronaut who is currently looking for funding for her trip to space with Axiom. So that's pretty cool, and maybe there's an opportunity there to help support her as well. But yeah, the event itself was good, and yeah, just a good opportunity to kind of just rub shoulders with a lot of people in the space industry.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks, Pablo. Good. Good that Moondao keeps showing her faces at some of these events, like New Worlds last year, and DC event that you went to earlier this year, and this event in London. Just we're just getting started, I guess, is what I'm trying to say at Moondao. It's not, we've sent a couple people to space, but that's not the full story, obviously. But cool. Thank you, Pablo. I guess there's nothing else. We can shift gears. Mitchie, you want to come on stage and give an update about the rewards distribution cycle?
Sure, yeah. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, you're okay. Jam, Mitchie.
Yeah, so not a long update, but a big one. We finally got the rewards executed for the Q1 cycle. And so, just 1 second here. Sorry, I'm going to post in the chat the link. So essentially, if you were a contributor this cycle, Q1, or a contributor in the community circle, you can go to this link, moondao.com/withdraw. From there, you'll be able to withdraw the V-Mooney that you staked this quarter. Now, if this is your first time doing it, you may be first prompted to lock some Mooney. You need to have a pre-existing lock. I've already gone through, for everyone who doesn't have any Mooney on Arbitrum yet, I went through and sent them 1 Mooney. So all you need to do, if that's the case, is go, it'll push you to the lock page, and you just need to enter in 1 Mooney and then lock it for 4 years, and then go back to this withdraw page, and then you should be able to claim your rewards. Other than that, the ETH payments have gone out as well. So everyone can check their wallets and see those payments have gone through, but I verified they have. And yeah, that's it. So again, another successful quarter. I'm looking forward again to the next one. I think it's going to run even smoother. And congrats everyone who participated.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Mitchie. Great to get those community circle rewards. We had some really, really awesome contributions during quarter one. Obviously, that's another reminder to keep submitting your contributions throughout Q2, the things you do between April and end of June. So congrats to those who finished at the top of the rewards contribution pool and earned some more Moody voting power too, which is awesome. But thanks, Mitch. Titan, if you're there, do you want to hop up and share a little bit? Hey, Titan, how's it going?
Doing good. Can you hear me?
Maybe. Kind of broke up.
Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I want to say hello to everybody and hope everybody's having a good Thursday. We're at the 1 month mark for our next I-24 Chase spaceflight training class. And I wanted to let them know we found out recently that this will be the last of the I-24 Chase spaceflight training classes. Trent is going to be moving on in his career. So we're calling it at this point. This will be the last one for any between I-24 and Chase. We're hoping that we can come up with a new version of it in a different format afterwards. But I would encourage anybody who has thought about taking this training class, this 2-day training class at Tucson. If you've considered it, this might be a good time to do it. There may be a long gap, and we don't know how it's going to pan out. So this is a really good low price point, and it's something that we want to make sure as many people take advantage of it, get access to it. So if you're interested, you can either go to the marketplace, I-24 showing the link for that, or you can just message me here and I can get you connected and set up. If you do sign up, we're doing weekly meetings for logistics and getting everybody ready, how to get in and out of Tucson and hotels and things like that. So if anybody has a thought about doing it, give me a holler and we'll get you set up.
Awesome. Thank you, Titan. Yeah, I just shared the link to the marketplace listing for the spaceflight training class. It's in our marketplace. You can pay on chain, perhaps even using, the rewards from this cycle. I know, Bob just shared he's going to be joining the class, which is really cool. Also use the marketplace there to purchase access to that event, which is super awesome. If anybody would like to join Bob and Titan and other awesome folks from I-24, definitely reach out to Titan. But thanks, Titan. We can hop into some roundtable project updates. We don't have a ton, but we've got two. And Jabab with WBA, if you're available.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. So the WBA, the candidates are slowly but surely getting notified by the habitats. There are a couple habs that are dragging their feet, but I think we've gotten approval or the okay from Jazz. So probably in the next week, I might do it tomorrow, but certainly within the next week, I plan to release the application to the candidates. The sort of snag is this process is going slow, and all the habs are being slow at finalizing the candidates. So I want to leave it open for at least a month after the last candidates are selected. So I think if somebody gets selected in the very last habitat, I don't want them to be at a disadvantage. So there may be some extension necessary to this if we go beyond June for the selection process. So Ryan, I'll probably talk to you and Pablo and Mitchie about that offline. But that's the only snag that I could see happening. But I'm pretty confident that at least by June we'll be able to close the applications. Hopefully it's actually like we can close the applications towards the end of May, and then we have June to select. But I am cognizant of them being behind at this time for the selection process. So that's the update. We're very close. Those of you that are on the selection committee, please stay tuned to the next week. I'll post in our group DM about when I release it and when we start getting applications for people to review. So coming up very soon. Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob, for the update. Keep us posted how that goes. We've got Sarah from Treasure.Corp project. If you're available to give a update on how things are going. Well, I've invited you to speak if you're there. Give it a second, but yeah. Oh, issues with the mic. Okay. All right. We got 1 second here. She's gonna hop on from the phone. So yeah, I guess just in the meantime, we're working on lining up some cool new guests to come talk at these Moondao town halls in the near future. But also, this is a call to action too. If you know anyone who would be an awesome guest or have any ideas about people you'd want to hear from that you think we should reach out to, please do let us know. You know, people working on cool space projects, people doing cool things. Love to have them come on and talk to the community and answer questions and interact here. Hey, Sarah, I see you're here.
Hey, hi, thank you so much for waiting. Apologies for that. On our end, we have 2 updates. We announced our partnership on X and an email. I will share the links to the website where you can also subscribe to the email if you'd like to receive newsletters. But also here's the link to the repost from the account. If you could also engage with it, I think it's great for the Moondao community to see that the proposals have passed. And thank you for that. And then on the tech update for the project, we've assessed, and we're still in the procedure of assessing adding all the wallets of the treasury. It seems early on initially possible. However, as said, we'll come up with a final assessment by the end of the testing round. And for that, I invite you all today to join us in Major Tom again this evening or morning to test the first dashboard and let us know your thoughts.
Cool. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, great to get an update there. Great to have that announcement go out as well. Yeah, that's all we have for project updates this week and all that we have on the agenda for the town hall. But folks want to hop over into the Major Tom channel after this for a bit of an open floor and just a more informal conversation, that would be great. We'll see you over there in Major Tom, and of course we'll see you next week, same time, same place, Thursdays, 3 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, happy 1st of May, everyone. See you next week.
Thank you.
Welcome to Moondao, a revolutionary governance model and mission-oriented community that's reshaping collaboration in the space industry. Our mission is to create a self-sustaining, self-governing settlement on the moon to act as a launch point into the cosmos. Moondao is governed like a nation, with its own economy, constitution, voting system, treasury, elections, and senate, but internet native, and so without the limitations of geography. In 2022, we sent our first member to space, showcasing our model's capacity for real-world impact. Now, we're implementing key solutions for global collaboration in the space industry. We offer a borderless, permissionless platform that enables everyday people to participate in the future of space development and exploration. Be part of our lunar legacy and join the Moondao movement today.